Newsline. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, and these are our top stories. President Joseph Boyka declares Wednesday, February 11th, Armed Forces Day to be celebrated as national holiday. United Nations Development Program donates critical equipment to support sanitation in Greater Monrovia. Supreme Court of Liberia extends contempt hearing against Justin Opayeze, also known as Prophet Key. And in foreign news, protests at Senegal's Park University in Dakar kills one student amid escalating clashes with security forces. These stories and much more, including sports, the weather report, the news in Liberian English and French, but first, Crystal and the news bulletin.
President Joseph Boakai has declared Wednesday, February 11th, Armed Forces Day to be observed throughout the country as a national holiday. The Commander-in-Chief of the Army also directed all military and paramilitary organizations within the country to organize and execute appropriate programs in recognition of the day. This year's event will be celebrated under the theme Securing Liberia Together, Strengthening Interagency Cooperation Against Drug Trafficking and Emerging Security Threats. A Foreign Ministry says special attention and honor will be given to the veterans of the AFL and the Coast Guard who have upheld the tenets of democracy and human rights during services. President Boakai will release mandates all government offices, public and business houses to be closed on Wednesday. The proclamation is in consonance with an act of the National Legislature declaring the 11th day of February of each year as Armed Forces Day to be observed as a national holiday. The Liberia Urban Resilience Project has presented part of the 11 pieces of critical equipment procured to enhance drainage cleaning in Greater Monrovia. The equipment is valued over $666,000 United States dollars. Equipment presented to the Public Works Ministry include 2 backhoe loaders, 5 portable water pumps, 4 dump trucks. Speaking Tuesday in Monrovia, Deputy Public Works for Technical Services, Prince Kamba, says the equipment will be used to implement the project's intended purpose.
We know that we have to keep our environment safe, we have to keep our environment clean. For the purpose of which this equipment were purchased, the Ministry of Public Works will ensure that those triggers that were enshrined in the project document that were lived by them.
Minister Kamba thanked the World Bank for the equipment, noting that the ministry is awaiting the arrival of the additional equipment. Speaking earlier, the project lead civil engineer Joe Molu termed the presentation of the equipment as a milestone achievement for Public Works Ministry. Mr. Molu said the equipment will enhance drainage cleaning operation and flood risk reduction in Greater Monrovia. He also praised Family Line for supplying the equipment in keeping with the agreement despite some challenges. The Liberian Urban Resilience Project is a 6-year partnership between the Liberian government and the World Bank to improve urban planning and flood and climate resilience in the country. The Supreme Court of Liberia has extended the hearing of its contempt proceedings against Justin Opayeze, also known as Prophet Key, to Thursday, February 12, 2026. According to our judicial reporter, the extension was due to the defendant's failure to appear with his lawyer. According to the defendant, Prophet Key, he informed the court that he did not have a lawyer and asked the court to provide him legal counsel. His account to the court was supported by friends of the court, Councillor Wilkins Wright, who said the contendant or the accused is entitled to representation in furtherance of due process. Chief Justice Yemi Guzay then appointed the coordinator of the Public Defense Office, Councillor Joseph Debley, and President of the Public Defenders, Councillor Besman Dua, to serve as his legal counsels. Prophet Key has been held in contempt for raining insults on the justices of the Supreme Court bench. At the same time, prosecuting lawyers on Tuesday argued that the motion filed by lawyers representing Clark Foundation at Criminal Court A. Arguing before the court as civil coverage team head, Councillor Edwin Clamanton said Claho Foundation manager Jackson Ford Wema informed them that the foundation gets funding from the government and private individuals to run its operations. Councillor Martin argued that the court has jurisdiction to grant the subpoena and deny the motion due to lack of substance. But defense team, led by Councillor Wilkins Wright, told the court that Cloud Foundation is not a third party, but rather a party of interest to be investigated and prosecuted for conversion. He argued that the foundation cannot be required or compelled to provide evidence against itself. Meanwhile, Criminal Court A resident George Willie has reserved a ruling on the case. The National Patriotic Party has described the expulsion of its executive member, Representative Samson Weir, as an affront and a continuous gross disrespect to the party. On Monday, the Congress for Democratic Change (CDC) issued a press release expelling Representative Weir and others from the party. However, the NPP has reacted, reminding the CDC that the coalition that existed was no longer existing. The NPP indicated that after winning the election in 2017, the Congress for Democratic Change sidelined the two other parties in the governance structure of the state, a situation that led to the division within the coalition and caused its defeat in 2023, according to an NPP release. In order to maintain good relationship as independent political parties, the CDC should desist from misinforming the public and respect the MPP's independence. Meanwhile, the MPP called on the public not to give credence to the CDC's so-called expulsion of Representative Weir. The Ministry of Agriculture has suspended several of its staff for alleged corruption and other financial malpractices. According to the ministry, the decision was taken in line with the Civil Service Agency's standing orders. Abraham Blyden was suspended for 3 months without salary for altering his employment status and adjusting his salary from $305 to $1,500 United States dollars. Others are Barbara Swain, suspended for 1 month without pay for conniving with Mr. Blyden to receive similar amount in salary. Ministry of Agriculture Deputy Controller Marietta Colley, Land and Water Resources Director Halala Kokolo, and Acting Crop Resource Director Malita Mens-Colchier were also suspended for similar acts. The suspended individuals have since been instructed to surrender all assignments and properties of the ministry while awaiting the outcomes of a special investigation. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Alexander Nuta has assured of the ministry's zero tolerance against financial improprieties and misconduct. According to the minister, the ministry is committed to upholding integrity, accountability, and transparency in its operations. The Agriculture Minister noted that the actions taken against those individuals demonstrate the ministry's resolve to protecting public trust. According to him, the ministry will continue to strengthen international and national controls and administrative systems to prevent future occurrences. Nimba County District 4 Representative Ernest Mansier has written plenary requesting a status and performance report on the operations of Kavala Resources, formerly known as BHP Billiton. Representative Mansier disclosed that the company currently owes Nimba County more than $1 million United States dollars in social development funds, with little or no visible presence in the county. He noted that although Kavala Resources holds a valid 25-year mineral development agreement, very little has been seen from the company since 2016. Representative Mansier is also seeking for the appearance of Mines and Energy Minister and the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority before plenary. He said the two officials are expected to present the company's operational status, including records of payments for social development funds, surface rental fees, and other financial obligations under the agreement. Plenary of the House of Representatives cited the Minister of Public Works and the heads of the PPCC National Investment Commission and the Bureau of Concessions for questioning. The decision follows a communication from Grand Bassa County District 5 Representative Thomas Bushwa. who raised concerns over the alleged non-adherence to laws intended to empower Liberians amid ongoing economic hardship. Representative Joshua told plenary that the legislature must address the bread and butter issues affecting citizens. He cited conditions in Grand Bassa County, claiming that unemployment and underdevelopment are on the increase despite available investment in infrastructure opportunities such as the agro-processing zone. The lawmaker wants the officials appear to explain why laws enacted to benefit Liberians are reportedly being ignored, thus favoring foreigners over the citizens. Information Minister Yola Pia has underscored the importance of the 69th anniversary of the Armed Forces of Liberia. Mr. Pia said this year's anniversary has been celebrated under the theme Securing Liberia Together. The theme, according to him, reflects the government's commitment to addressing emerging security challenges through collaboration. Minister Pia noted that the AFL 69th anniversary is focused on cooperation in fighting modern security threats. The information minister said the program will be held at the Bartley Training Center in Monrovia, but also promote peace and unity among national security apparatus. Meanwhile, Minister Pia noted that these efforts are intended to reinforce the military's role as a force for good and to promote peace and development within local communities. Meanwhile, Information Minister Geraldine Pia says an audit of the presidency has been carried out to promote transparency and accountability in government. Minister Pia said the exercise reflects President Boakai's commitment to good governance and proper management of public resources. According to him, the government is strengthening financial discipline across public institutions to build public trust. He noted that regular audits and oversight measures remain central to the administration's reform agenda.
When describe that action as unprecedented, the Auditor General says this is the first time historically for the office of the President to be subjected to audit.
The Information Minister also highlighted ongoing and planned road projects nationwide, including community gravel road improvements and major bridge constructions. Minister Pia disclosed that more road rehabilitation works will begin before the end of the dry season, including street paving and repairs on major highways. The General Auditing Commission has officially launched its 5-year strategic plan, which runs from 2026 to 2030. Launching the plan in Monrovia Tuesday, Liberia's Auditor General, Gaswa Jackson, said the plan represents a bold step to strengthen public accountability and reinforce institutional resilience. He also noted that the plan aims to position the GSC as a proactive supreme audit institution that maintains international standards and delivers measurable values to Liberians.
2026 to 2030 strategic plan is anchored on 5 strategic goals: transform audit delivery, pursue financial independence, enhance operational excellence, leverage technology and digital transformation, and improve people and culture.
The plan contains 5 strategic goals, including transforming audit delivery, pursuing financial independence, enhancing operational excellence, leveraging digital transformation, and improving people and culture. Mr. Jackson called on the public, government agencies, and partners for sustained collaboration, adequate resourcing, and unwavering support to ensure the full implementation of the plan. And at the same time, the legislature has pledged its commitment to support the General Auditing Commission on the implementation of its 5-year strategic plan. The Joint Committee Chair on Public Accounts and Audit at the House of Representatives, Clarence Garr, said the legislature is impressed with the level of transformation at the GSC. Representative Garr said the legislature has been working with the Finance Ministry to ensure financial independence of integrity institutions to promote transparency and accountability. The Margibi County lawmaker also praised President Joseph Boakai for calling for the audit of the central bank and the Executive Protection Service, among others. According to him, such move clearly indicates the president's willingness to promote accountability. He assured the GSC of the legislature's willingness and commitment to ensure that public hearings are held on audits being conducted and recommendations are implemented.
Grace, in the news.